there is a cameo in that memory that explains when the past part of this game takes place. You may have seen the other Gerudo in that scene. Most of the Gerudo are very suntanned. They have that darker brown skin. In this game, you do see paler Gerudo, which is an interesting addition. But Ganondorf doesn't have the same skin pigmentation as the rest of the Gerudo. He has that gray-green color skin, which is almost unique to Ganondorf as a Gerudo. But there are two others that share that skin pigmentation. Their names are Koume and Kotake. They were witches in Ocarina of Time that are said to be Ganondorf's surrogate mothers. So the community has been kind of like, oh, well, I guess it kind of meant it like foster mothers, like they're Ganondorf's adopted mothers. Well, remember what I said about the skin pigmentation. There are two other gray-skinned Gerudo in this scene. Not only are there two other gray-skinned Gerudo in this scene, one of them has a blue cloak. The other has a red cloak. And they are right to the sides of Ganondorf. They are significantly younger than how Koume and Kotake looked in Ocarina of Time. If the gray skin pigmentation is something to do with just using dark magic and just constant use of that sort of dark magic, that would explain, number one, why only these three Gerudo have gray skin. And that would help solidify this game's timeline placement. Not in which one of the three Zelda timelines. I don't fucking care about all that. I just want to know, does this game take place before Ocarina of Time or after it? And I think this game definitively, if we can take these two as actually being Koume and Kotake, this game would take place about 300 years, or 300 to 350 years before Ocarina of Time. This will also help explain what they mean by surrogate mothers. These are clearly not old enough to be Matt Mercer's parents. And this Ganondorf is definitely not the same one that we saw in Ocarina of Time. This one was imprisoned beneath what would have been the site of the Hyrule Castle that they built. And would have been there from this imprisoning war all the way up to the end after Breath of the Wild. If he was there all that time, I think Koume and Kotake, I think Twinrova, I think they were absolutely devoted to this Ganondorf. They might have been in love. They might have been fucking. I don't know. Or they would have just seen him as a great leader, and that Gerudo Town under his leadership was like the height of the Gerudo people. And I think they would have wanted to reclaim that. So I think whatever kind of magic shit you want to say happened or whatever, I think that they used dark magic to midichlorian themselves and give birth to another Ganondorf that they groomed to be exactly like him, to try and reclaim that for the Gerudo. That's what I think is happening. That's where I think this takes place in the timeline. That's what I think they meant by surrogate mothers. And I think that helps explain why the Ganondorf that we've seen in Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess does the things that he does. Even if he's not quite as doom and gloom as this Ganondorf. So, thanks for tuning in. This has been Cybr Talks about the timeline for a long fucking time.